All right, peace and blessings, peace and blessings. Assalamu alaikum, shalom. Welcome, 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 everyone. We are live, and our topic is today: lift up the dress of America and show her shame. And so, I was talking to our good sister Ellie over in the UK one day, and I was learning of the crimes that were going on in the UK. And my thought to her was, I thought the UK was more civilized. I thought the UK was, more on the even keel and not all this foolishness that's going on. And she was like, yeah, they put a good facade out there, but the reality of what it really is, it is low down and dirty. It's a low down, dirty shame. And so I thought about that, and I said, I wonder how many people really think America is what it, quote unquote, says that she is. Because America is low down and dirty. And so today, as the topic is, we're going to lift up the dress and see her shame. Dr. Khaled has said that about the Pope. Lift up the Pope dress and see what's hiding under there. Now, that is a biblical saying. It's in the Bible where it talks about that. And so we're going to get into a little bit of that. We're going to read a part of the Bible where it talks about that. And hopefully you're going to see, because when I read it, because I read two parts today that really opened my eyes on some things. But this first part that we're going to go over really talks about America and some of the things that America will be going through. But before I get to all of that, I'm going to turn it over. I think Brother Isaiah has something that he wants to say, and then we're going to welcome Sister Cassie in. Go ahead, Brother Isaiah.
No, it was just I was screwing my boy, but oh yeah, we're betting on habitation. I want to say to Sister Cassie, thank you. I appreciate you more than you know for letting me know about XLM. There's no word for that to describe how I feel, but once I saw it, I knew by it right then. Don't be wasting no motherfucking time. 2-3 days later, and you are making me money, baby. I really appreciate that. I just want that to be out front and center. I did not know. I thought it was like the same price as XRP.
No.
What the hell? Let me jump on this real quick.
Man,
I ain't wasting no damn time now. Oh,
people, y'all, boy, don't sleep on this right now. This is not the time to sleep. I'm telling you.
No.
I mean, you remember Bitcoin when it was 14 cents and people bought into it? Then that thing shot up to thousands of dollars, and everybody that bought into it at 15 cents made a lot of money.
Baby girl, you ain't seen nothing on the 20th of this month.
Yes.
Trump is going to Iceland for a summit on world economic improvement, or however you want to put it, in regard to $600 trillion that's going to be redistributed worldwide, and what that means. You know what I mean? Okay. So there's a lot of things that is how you say that is I don't want to say on the way, but that is
in the works.
Yeah, there you go. In the works, right. You got it. And we're just going to see it being revealed daily, weekly, monthly, until it's be so much. We're like, well, God damn. Do you know that they're talking about $2 trillion a year over the next 20 years for Black folks?
Okay, I'll take it.
It should be a lot more than that, but we'll see. I'm just saying, but I throw it back at you.
Well, most definitely, yes. I forgot too, because Sister Cassie told me to send me a message to get up on it, and I went and got up on it.
Okay. Okay. Oh, look at you. Okay. All right. Y'all better
Mhm.
don't sleep on this one now. This is time to make some money.
Most definitely. Most definitely.
I'm trying to retire. I don't know about y'all.
Oh, definitely.
Brother Muhammad, you don't want to miss this train. Now, I'm telling you, you do not want to miss the train. And then if you don't do it, you're gonna be looking awfully stupid. I'm just being, you know how we do.
Like that.
No. You know how we do on this show. We tell it like it is, not like we would like for it to be, sounding all nice and chummy. We're gonna get on that back and ride it into town, and we're gonna have our bags of money to the bank, and Brother Marie gonna be our horse, but he's gonna be outside. You're gonna be outside, all tied up, talking about I wish I had a, coulda, woulda, shoulda. Don't be like that, bro. Don't be like that.
We gotta share.
We want you to be on this train with us, on that luxury train. I'm telling you.
That's right. I put my husband on that
train
no
too.
Let me show you.
Right. Hold on. There's a Coin Depot where you can borrow. I put it in. I put it in for 10 grand. Because one of the things that you got to do about wealth creation is using other people's money. And so I once I get that approval, I'll let you know, and then you go on ahead and do it yourself. But it's called Coin Depot, if I remember right. So I put it on your WhatsApp.
Okay. So, then you call, what's that? What did that do? What does that do?
No. You borrow money and you buy your crypto with it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I mean, qualify to do that?
Huh?
How do you qualify to do that?
You don't. I mean, it's on from what I read. It's on the up and up, and there's no how you say, there's no upfront credit card, credit check, or something of value that you're gonna put down. So I think, yeah, they go 50-50 loan to value. So if you got $10,000 in it, they'll give you 5,000, something like that. Okay. Or whatever the loan to value is, it's like 50%.
Okay.
So I mean, it's better than nothing. You know, you can take that money and buy more. But it's all about leverage, using other people's money. Yeah, OPM, baby, OPM. That's where the money is at.
Okay.
So, yeah, but I just check it out. You know, check it out.
You know me.
I throw it back at you, brother.
All right, thank you, big bro. Thank you. So again, as we're walking into this topic, I think it's very, very important to point out who we are. How does that reflect with us? Because it's very important to understand who we are and where we are in the scriptures, in the Quran. Where are we? And what are we supposed to be doing? A lot of times people don't understand because it's more of what I would call a hidden history. And since you've been under the auspices of our natural enemy, we should not look to our natural enemy to tell us who we really are and who they really are. It just doesn't work like that. So I'm gonna start our topic up with reading this portion that comes out of the Bible. And let me share a screen. Before we get to that, first, Sister Cassie, did you have something you wanted to say before we get into it?
Nope, I'm listening.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm listening. Yeah, I'm listening.
Perfect. So we're going to start out in the Bible, the book of, and I don't know how to properly pronounce it, but Nahum. Do you know how to properly pronounce that, Sister Cassie? Because this is the first day that I've ever read this in the Bible. So,
what chapter? Which one are you reading so I can look it up?
I'm looking at Nahum, Nahum, chapter 3.
That's
pronounced Nahum.
Nahum.
Mm-hmm.
So we're coming out of the Nahum. This is chapter 3, and it's talking about the city of Nineveh. And it says, what sorrow awaits Nineveh, the city of murder and lies. She is crammed with wealth and is never without victims. Hear the crack of the whips, the rumble of the wheels, horses' hooves pound, and chariots clatter wildly. See the flashing swords and glittering spears as the chariots charge past. There are countless casualties, heaps of bodies, so many bodies that people stumble over them. All this because Nineveh, the beautiful and the faithless city, mistress of dead charms, enticed the nations with her beauty. She taught them of all her magic and enchanted people everywhere. Now, again, when I read that, my thought was, this is America. This is America. Then we go down to continue with verse 5. I am your enemy, says the Lord of heaven's army. And now I lift your skirts and show all the earth your nakedness and shame. I will cover you with filth and show the world how vile you really are. All who see you will shirk back and say, Nineveh lies in ruins. Where are the mourners? Does anyone regret your destruction? Are you any better than the city of Thebes, situated on the Nile River, surrounded by water? She was protected by the river on all sides, walled in by water. Ethiopia, the land of Egypt, gave unlimited assistance. The nations of Put and Libya were among her allies, yet Thebes fell, and her people were led away as captives. Her babies were dashed to death against the stones of the street. Soldiers threw dice to get the Egyptian officers as servants, and their leaders were bound in chains. And you, Nineveh, will also stagger like a drunkard, and you will hide for fear of the attacking enemies. All your fortresses will fall. They will be devoured like ripe figs that fall into the mouth of those who shake the trees. Your troops will be as weak and helpless as women. The gates of your land will be opened wide to the enemy and set on fire and burned. Get ready for the siege. Store up your water, strengthen your defenses. Go into the pits to trample clay and pick it into molds, making bricks to repair the walls. But the fire will devour you. The swords will cut you down. The enemy will consume you like locusts, devouring everything they see. There will be no escape. Even if you multiplied like swarming locusts, your merchants will have multiplied until they outnumber the stars. But like a swarm of locusts, they strip the land and fly away. Your guards and officials are also like swarming locusts that crowd together in the hedges on the cold day. But like locusts that fly away, will the sun come up, all of them will fly away in despair. Your shepherds are asleep, O Assyrian king. Your princes lie dead in the dust. Your people will be scattered across the mountains. No one to gather them together. There is no healing for your wound. Your injury is fatal. All those who hear of your destruction will clap their hands of joy. Where can anyone be found who has not suffered from your continual cruelty? To me, that is America. Everyone has suffered from her continued cruelty, and there will be no escape for you. They used to say that because America is surrounded by water, that no other country can do harm to America. But America is so wicked, so low down. Her day has come. The destruction has been prophesied. And there is no hiding for her. And for those of you who love America and identify with America more than you identify with yourself, your days are over. We're going to talk about some things today and let you to understand why your days are over. America has a constitution that people look towards, they look for, as if that piece of paper is your right to life. And you get stuck at that piece of paper. And you say the Constitution gave me the right to free speech. You had a right to free speech before they ever sat down and wrote something on a piece of paper. And when they wrote that on the paper, they were never considering you. Never were they considering you, me, us. We wasn't thought of. We were here, but we weren't thought of as free men. Our sisters weren't thought of as free women. They were thought of as slaves. That's what they were thought of. Even when we look at Crispus Attucks, and they teach us that Crispus Attucks was the first to die in the quote-unquote American Revolution. But they shape it in the form of a way that he died on the battlefield, fighting against the British, when that's not how he died. Crispus Attucks died like Trayvon Martin. Crispus Attucks died like Tamir Rice. See, Crispus Attucks was a runaway slave. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe he was enslaved in Massachusetts. And he ran away, and he was on different ships, bringing goods into America and on all that. And so one day they were out at the bar and they were getting drunk, Crispus Attucks and some of his white associates. I ain't going to say friends, but his white associates. And the British police at that time, soldiers, came and they were being a little rambunctious. And they got into some words back and forth with Crispus Attucks, and one of the soldiers killed him. And this was, quote unquote, the start of the American Revolution, because the British soldiers killed the nigger. They don't teach you that, but that's how Crispus Attucks died. The British soldiers were never charged with a crime because there was no crime to kill a nigger. Just like it is today, there is no crime to kill a nigger. That is the actual facts dealing with Crispus Attucks and his death at the hands of the British soldiers. Now, when you come and understand that this was the beginning, not of our livelihood in America, but this is the beginning of what they call their American Revolution. And when you go and look up their Declaration of Independence, and they list the crimes that the so-called king committed against them that gave them their reasoning for separation. See, because Sister Cassie, when we talk about separation, people say we have no need for separation. That what we're asking for or what we're looking for is a useless thing, because they claim the American Declaration of Independence, because of that document, there is no reason for separation. They don't understand, and this is Black people talking. They don't understand that this article of Declaration of Independence, July 4th, 1776, when they sat down at the table and came up with this, and when you go down to the bottom of it, they begin to list the crimes of the king that made it such that they had to separate, that they could not get along. And as I was reading these things, these crimes of the king that they said they had to separate from, I was reading it and I said, well, damn, we share these same sentiments to this very day. To this very day, we still suffer from, here go one that says, he obstructed the administrations of justice by refusing his assent of laws for establishing judiciary powers. Well, hell, this is what they do to us every day. Every day. When we have to go before a judge, they don't judge with justice against us. Now, in this declaration, it says, when in the course of human events, it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with another, and to assume among the powers of the earth the separate and equal station to which the laws of nature and of nature's God entitle them, a decent respect to the opinions of mankind requires that they should declare the causes which impel them to separation. You have to know and understand that there's causes out there that says that these crimes are so great, we have to declare our right to separate. Now, notice they didn't say, let's look to a piece of paper. They said, let's look to the laws of nature and of nature's God. So you got to understand that you don't go and look to a piece of paper and say, this paper gives me the right. Our God gives us the right. Then they say, we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed. Now, I'm going to ask Sister Cassie, when did you give America the consent to govern you?
I would never give America the consent to do nothing for me. I would never give them consent. We have consent when we were born. We are over us. The God is over us. America has nothing to do with that. Like you were talking about, I believe in total separation. I believe that's the only way because they'll never get it. Never. So no, I don't agree with us mixing and mingling. I believe they have their part. America, let the white man rule them. We have a B1 person, separate, totally different. We'll have nothing to do with each other. We have our schools, they have theirs. You have your judicial system, we have ours. We don't need to be mixing and mingling with them. They're never going to approve. They're never going to give you a break. They're never going to see things the way you do. You already got somebody talking about in Trump's DEI. I'm gonna kill. I'm gonna bend DEI. Okay, that's your history of how you treated black folk, and now you mad because we talking about it. What the hell? This is your history. You mad about your history. That's the thing that I don't understand. And then we as black people, we didn't swallow the Kool-Aid. You know it's not there. You know that you come out of college, you get your degree, and what do? You go and try to get into their system. Why? We have our own money, our own system. When we get our degrees, you come and get into your own system. You serve your own. That's the way it's supposed to be. That's why you can't get along with them on your jobs. Our ancestors separated us for a reason because they knew better. And what did we do? Just like our kids do. They think they know more than us when they get a certain age. And what they do, I ain't thinking about them old people. They didn't know but they don't know nothing. And brought us back together. And we've been paying ever since. So no, America don't have a right to tell me nothing. Look how they live. Looking like living like demons and devils and killing it and sleeping with the kids, sleeping with the dogs, sleeping with everybody, and just nasty. You want them to have authority over us? We're supposed to be having authority over them. We're supposed to be telling them what to do. And we done took the back seat to them demons and devils. How does the teacher become a student? Tell me that. Makes no sense. We're supposed to be telling them what to do. And you got them demons and devils trying to tell you how to raise your kids. And how is that working out for you, family? That's right. Look at your children now. Look at your children. They've had your children in their schools for 70 years. And people are here talking about, well, Trump this and Trump that. I'm like, thank you, Trump. Maybe. Yes, thank you. Take it all away. Maybe that'll force black folk to educate your own children. Force black folk to take your children out of their schools and educate your own babies. You don't need them to teach. They're not going to teach you. They don't even treat you right. How are they going to teach you anything? They can't and they won't. They don't even have an option in these schools to be taught to teach African American history. They teach American history and some other whatever. They don't even teach African. It's there because when I was in high school, African history was way in the back of the book. We never got to that part. Never got to that part. I'm like, well, when we gonna get to black folk? I've heard about white folks since forever. So if it's so equal, why aren't you talking about my history? Why are you mad when I talk about my history? You don't have a right to take my history, our history away from us. But you don't take the Jewish. I don't want to hear about the Holocaust. I don't give a damn about the Holocaust. I don't care. Talk to me about my history. Tell my children about my history. We've heard about their history forever. When have they talked to our children about our history? So America don't have a right to tell me nothing.
Exactly. Exactly. Right. Brother Isaiah, what say you?
I'm riding with Sister Cassie, you know what I mean? As a matter of fact, I just seen on earlier today, Trump was talking about that the African American, which we're not African American, but anyway, were wholly responsible for the creation of America. Now, what that means, I don't know, but he's talking about the hard backbreaking work, I guess. But the reality is, this CRT is what they're trying to hide. You know what I mean? And they can't hide it forever because there's only three things you can't hide: the sun, the moon, and the truth forever. So one white folks, and they know, you know what I mean? But we just don't know that King James, Charles, and George were black men that created and kept it going to 13 colonies that eventually became the 13 states, and that spread it through and through its westward outer limits, I guess, if I want to say that, the Appalachian Mountains. So Trump wouldn't be shit if it wasn't for black. You know, you can't escape blackness. It's just gonna be what it's gonna be.
Exactly.
And right, so I'm with Cassie. As soon as we, you know, the Holocaust never happened. That's some bullshit, made up story. And I have proof about that. But the idea is still the same. How long are you going to be talking about these motherfuckers who ain't Jews at all? And there was another point too. What the ex-governor of Arkansas, he became the ambassador for Israel. Man, fuck that motherfucker.
Huckabee.
You know what I mean? Yeah, this motherfucker talking about, well, I used to be a preacher, and the Bible said, if we bless Israel, we'll be blessed. But if we curse Israel, we've been the nigga. Then what the fuck are you talking about? You should be blessing black folks. We the one. These motherfucking Palestinians ain't it?
Exactly.
So what's his name? Michael. You know what's that motherfucking name? At governor of Arkansas.
Oh, okay.
Huh?
I don't know him.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, I can't. His daughter is the governor now. But man, look,
Huckabee.
Huckabee, right? Yeah, Michael Huckabee. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Huckabee. As soon as I get down here, I'm gonna write that motherfucker. And I wrote to Trump a while ago, before he was running or something like that. That his son-in-law is not a Jew. Why are you calling this motherfucker a Jew? Talking about this, that, and the other. You know, stop. Because you truly want to bless America, you better start blessing the people who are real Jews of America and of the world. Stop the masquerading, because all you're doing in the end is making yourself out to be a goddamn fool. I'll throw it back at you.
You know, one.
You're freezing up, bro. Yeah, you done froze up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we have to understand what's really going on here. Just like Trump said, he tried. What did he say? He said we want to.
The Tuskegee.
You froze up. We didn't hear you. What you say? We hear you were frozen.
Oh, okay. I said that when we look at the crimes that were committed against us, and we take the syphilis, the Tuskegee syphilis study, that happened from 1932 to 1972, where the U.S. Public Health Service conducted unethical studies on African-American men in Tuskegee, Alabama. Without their informed consent, the men were treated for syphilis even after a cure was found, leading to severe health consequences and death. So even after a cure was found, they were never given the cure. And again, this happened from 1932 to 1972. When you're dealing with a people that will, quote unquote, in law, come out and do something like that to you with the Tuskegee study, why would you have to have this study on black men? You evidently knew what syphilis is. You had a cure for it, but why you feel the need to do this thing to us? Now, do y'all know what that looks like? A person with syphilis? Have y'all ever seen a picture of that? I can't hear you, Sis Cassie.
Yeah, it looked like raw meat. That's what it looked like. That shit is rough. Untreated syphilis, that's rough.
I want to. Is that you, brother Isaiah? Is that background? Is that you?
Yeah, no.
No?
No, that's normal.
No, that was another window on mine. Okay, so I'm going to share screen real quick so that we can see what untreated syphilis looks like. So as you see with this Black person's hands and their feet, they're all bumped up. And I could, just think that got to be itching or, can't feel good at all.
What but in the world?
These people infected our people.
Oh my goodness.
With this stuff.
Is that what syphilis? That's what it looked like?
Yeah.
What in the heck? My thing is, Maurice, please help me. Why, in God's name, do you trust people that you know hate you? What would possess you to stand in that damn line to get a syphilis shot? I would say you better use your own people. I'm not trusting you. It's not like we have never dealt with them. You went through slavery with them. You went through a whole lot of hell with them. And then you still gonna trust them to medically? Just like that's the same thing with that C word, right? How many people stood in line and got that?
Yeah.
I don't give a damn about no job. Because I told them, not here, ain't happening. And I meant it. I meant just what the hell I said.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna say that they used a sister doing that syphilis experiment to say, okay, no, don't worry about it. You're gonna be all right. Blah, blah, blah. It's always one of us that sell us out.
But guess what? We should know that by now. How long have we been dealing with them crackers? We should know that every tactic, because they tried it over and over and over. Just like the Flower Moon. Remember that movie, The Flower Moon, where they killed the Indians and they took their land? And then they tried, now they're doing the same thing with Africans. I'm just saying, you have to know these, you can never forget. You can never, ever forget. They don't try nothing new. They don't do anything new. It never changes. It changed generations. But if you would read your history, this is why they don't want you to learn your history. Because if you don't know your history, you're bound to repeat it, right? That's why it's so important for that class for us to be teaching our children how they are. Don't ever let your child forget. Don't ever let them forget. And what we're doing now, we're allowing them to forget. Because now they're telling you, oh, you weren't even slaves, you were servants. What the hell are you talking about? You kidnapped me you kidnapped me and brought me over here and made me work. I didn't do anything on my own because I had a choice. I would stay where I was. But now you want to call me what? Indentured servants? No, I'm not. We weren't servants. We were slaves.
Exactly.
That's why it's important for you to teach your own children. I'm just waiting for Black folk to get it. I'm just how long of your history is going to be forgotten before you wake up and say, nope, we're not going to do this. We'll go along with them crackers as long as the sun rises. But my thing is, people that really believe, we already have schools. We have 5 Black schools. We can support those schools, and we can get those schools in our neighborhood, buildings-wise. But we support them online first, and the first of the year, this should be what we need to do this year. 2025, educate your own. That needs to be a slogan. Educate your own children. Stop allowing these. They had 70 years, and look at the damage they've done to our children. But we allowed it. Our ancestors allowed that crap. You then went to court and fought to go to their schools. As soon as they figured it out, they approved it, didn't they? As soon as they figured it out. But they didn't hire none of your teachers, did they? Our children went to them schools and was treated like, they was treated terrible. But you allowed it as a parent. You allowed your 6-year-old to be abused by them. Ruby Bridges' mama, daddy. Ain't no way in the hell you wouldn't have paid me nothing to let my children, my child, my daughter go unescorted to their schools by herself. Are you out of your damn mind? Would have been my child. That's how I say we Black folk, we don't love our kids. We don't love our kids. We treat our kids the same way they treat us. I see some of these Black kids and I hear Black folk tell me, oh, we got a better opportunity at their schools. You sound like a damn fool.
That's right.
You sound crazy. And I see some of these kids at these white schools, black kids, they in a corner. They being taunted, just in a corner, being teased and taunted. And you think I'm going to send my child there and be the only black there? I don't even want to be the only black at their job, let alone send my child. Remember that daycare a year ago? They was feeding them white kids first and was feeding the black kids last.
Mm-hmm.
And we just have to see that. What else they doing to your child when you're not there? And when are black people going to wake up and smell the coffee? Get your children away from them. They already teaching your boys how to wear dresses. You done lost your damn mind to have your children still in their schools. You don't care what they teach your child, do you? As long as you don't hurt white folk feelings. I don't give a damn about their feelings. I don't care. Take your child, get your children away from them ASAP. Period. I rest my mic.
And you know, there was a medication that came out back in, I believe, 2005. It's called Bidal. And that medication is heart medication. And they used that, they started, it didn't start out this way, but it ended up being a drug for African Americans. This was the first so-called drug for African Americans only.
How come? What was it? What was the side effects of it?
Yeah. Now, plenty of side effects. Look, when they first approached me with it at the pharmacy, and you know, you got the salespeople, they come in bringing gifts, you know, food, money, this, that, the other thing. So, you know, they will bring us, they call you and say, you know, hey, I'm such and such, and I'm with, you know, this pharmaceutical company. We're coming through. We want to, you know, bring you some lunch. Is it okay that we come through? Sure, come on through. Mm-hmm. And this white girl, she brung this Bidal. And she was like, it's for African Americans. And we got African American doctors on our panel that say it's a good thing. And I said, ain't no way in hell.
Ain't no way. I'm not taking anything only for black people, because you know that's gonna mess somebody up. Exactly. And why would you even be okay with that? Why is it just for black people? What did you do to it? What's in it just for black folk? You done lost your. That's why when people was talking that mess about that other stuff, y'all can do what you want to do. I'm never gonna trust them demons and devils, son. You could. They was giving you beer. They was giving you cigarette. They was giving you marijuana. They was giving you $100. They put you in the lottery. Oh, you doing all that for what? Oh, you lost your man. You better get it to your mama.
Exactly. And so dealing with this, and I'm just read a little bit of this article. I mean, we're gonna get into that. It says 10 years ago this summer, the FDA approved Bidal, a drug treatment specifically indicated for African Americans, and an antihypertensive blood vessel dilator for patients with congestive heart failure. It was the first race-based prescription drug in American history. Bidal release generated enormous controversy, some including the NAACP and the Congressional Black Caucus praised it. The NAACP and the Congressional Black Caucus praised it as a step toward better addressing the often undeserved and overlooked healthcare needs of Black patients. Others called it pseudo-medical racism that recalled the Tuskegee syphilis experiment.
That's what it is.
When you got the NAACP
praising something, you go the other way.
Exactly.
And the other way.
You can't trust that shit. You can't trust it. Ain't no way in the world. And you know, back then they were giving us handouts to read. And I would read it, and it said this. They started the testing. You know, they got to give some people fake medication, give other people the real deal, you know, the fake med. And they didn't even get through with all the testing because people were dying.
Ain't that something?
So they stopped the testing before it had reached its, you know, number that it's supposed to reach. But yet the FDA still approved it.
Still approved it for Black people.
Still approved it
for Black people.
That's not for white people, but for Black people.
How many Black folks
took Asians, but for Blacks.
Yep.
To go ahead and use it.
Yep.
To go ahead and use it.
Mm-hmm.
Red lights and everything should have been going off because these demons trying to kill you.
Exactly. And they still trying to kill you.
Exactly.
But that's what we don't understand, because I smile in your face.
Mm-hmm.
I smiled in that face, and that white woman was really apt to tell you what she said. We got black folk that's approving this. That's the very reason I'm not gonna take it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm smarter than that, because I know when you got black folk that look like me. What did Margaret Sanger say? She said, "We gonna get abortion in there. Let's get some faces that look like them, but think like us."
Exactly.
And we're gonna pull them into that abortion, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And what happened? You had black pastors condoning that.
That's right.
Pastors condoning abortion. Going against the Bible, condoning abortion. Okay. We can't trust our own. But I'm gonna tell you what, until black folk deal with them black folk that act like that, until we start busting them up, you come over here with that if you want to. You're gonna die. We're gonna hold you accountable. Let you bring something in our community that's harmful. Just like they did with, what drug was that? Opiates. Remember, the doctors wouldn't get to black folk. Remember, thank God they didn't, because they said, "Oh, black folk is what we love." We pain tolerant. Or what did they say? It was a saying, right? But it wasn't true about us. But if they had known that it was gonna do us the way they did them, or they'd have gave that opiates out, they would have gave it. They would have overdosed us. They wouldn't give it to us.
We got to know and understand that we are on the table. We are on the chopping block.
Yep.
And it's folks that looks like us that are willing to do the enemy's bidding because they love the enemy more than they love their own damn selves.
Getting paid to do it.
Exactly. Now, this continues to say that Bidell was not originally intended to be race specific. Its development began in the early 80s when the University of Minnesota collaborated with the Veterans Administration to develop a new heart failure treatment. They found promising results with a combination of hydrazoline and isosorbate and received a patent in '89. Now, they took two medications that are cheap, that the copay, you may have a $3, if any, $3 or $1 copay to go get. And they said by combining these two medications, it produced a bigger medication that's more organized, or more help for black people versus helping white people. For those black people who say we are all the same, that there's no difference between black and white, we are all the same.
No, that's
You're
not true.
lying to
That's
yourself.
right. You lying to yourself.
You're not the same. We are not the same. We are different. Not just outer appearance, but we are different inside as well. We're not the same. And this is something that you got to get in your understanding. Look here. They have weapons where they can set a gas through your ventilation systems, and you can be in a mixed room and only affect black people. And the white folks in that room will not be affected. This is a weapon that they have. So all of those who say, "Oh, there's no difference between black and white, we are the same." We are not the same.
We are not.
And you better wake up to that reality.
We are not Neanderthals.
Exactly. You better wake up to that reality really quick. Because if not, you're sentencing yourself and your family to death. I'm going to say it straight as it is. You're sentencing them to death. Because you're choosing. You're making a choice to ignore the truth and keep living this damnable lie. And it is a damnable lie. When we stop and think about the syphilis experiment and and the black doctors or nurses that went with them doing this evil to our people.
Just to get paid.
Just to get paid.
Wow.
Nobody went to jail for this.
And nobody
when it hit the fan, ain't nobody go to jail. Ain't nobody get in trouble. Ain't nobody get their law license, their medical license snatched away. Because this was government sanctioned. Government sanctioned. Just like when you was a slave, when our ancestors was a slave. Because it was government sanctioned. You got to really understand this. Now, Sister Cassie, if America was this beacon of freedom, justice, and equality, what should have happened to them who conducted this Tuskegee experiment? What should have happened if America is all of this justice and freedom and equity?
They should have gave them the same shot that they gave them black folk. They should have gave them the same shot. If it was so good, let's test it on you. And then black folk too, the coons, because that's what it was. Them coons. We've been all coons. Just didn't come about, you guys. We had coons back in the day. Okay, black folk always could take. White folk could always pay black folk to go against their own. Always, it's always been about that dollar. It's always been about that. Because because it wasn't equal. Because if it was equal, we wouldn't be sitting up here suffering and making what $12 an hour, $10 an hour to pay our $1,500 rent. When they making $40 and $50, I done seen it. They ain't making no $12 an hour. Their teenagers don't even make $12 an hour. But you got black folks still making $10 an hour. We ain't had no what's that called? When you raise the minimum wage, that thing ain't been raised in God forever. If it was 15 years, something like that. Well, who else but black folk making minimum wage? You understand what I'm saying? Exactly. So now, everything that they have done to us needs to happen to them and their children.
Exactly.
So you want to be used by white folk? Guess what? You're gonna get the same punishment they get.
Exactly.
And I rest my mic.
Brother Isaiah, you want to add anything?
She said all of what I need, what I would have said, so let's keep it moving.
Definitely. Now, we all know that the Japanese, they had their internment during World War II, where they were forcibly relocated and interned. It was about 120,000 Japanese Americans, most of whom were U.S. citizens in the camps. This action was later acknowledged as a grave injustice and a violation of civil liberties, and they received reparations. They lost their houses, they lost their businesses. When they got out of the concentration camps or internment camps, they had no home to turn back to because it was all taken. Now, if America can see fit to give the Japanese reparations, and we were done so much worse, and for a longer span of time, but they don't see the will, they don't see the need to give us reparations. That's a problem. That's a problem. Why don't you think, Sister Cassie, Brother Isaiah, why y'all think that they don't do the Japanese the way we were treated? Why did they just quick to give up the money for the Japs, who was, quote unquote, their enemy at the time, but wouldn't do it for us? And as I said, not all the Japanese that got locked up were American citizens, but yet they all received the payment. What makes them so much better than us? Sister Cassie?
They had a country back in there. They had a country. Their president had a whole country. Black folk don't have a country that's willing to back us, to hold them accountable. We have nobody to hold them accountable. Africa, go over there, Ghana went to Israel, right? And was trying to hold America accountable for how they treated, right? Remember? Just months ago. But why you didn't come and do the same thing for Black folk here? But you have to understand, they don't even hold China accountable when they was putting those Black folk out during the sea. Remember? They was putting them outside.
That's
but
right.
nothing was done. Nothing was done. Tell me why. They'll never hold. It's, you know what? It's so disgusting because they say, "Oh, we equal." But didn't Biden say in 70? He said, "I know we did blah blah blah." But I
That's what he said.
up. Didn't he say it?
That's what he said.
That's what he said. Okay, and it's the same man that y'all gave highest seat to, who don't even know he's president right now. I'm just saying, okay? He don't even know what hell he is right now. I don't know where he is either, but still sitting up there looking crazy, whooping in the middle of the damn TV, looking around, squatting. You know what I'm saying? This is the same man that told you I don't want my children going to school with your children. Thank God. I'm glad you didn't have your racist crackhead son in school with my daughters. Thank you. You did me a favor. You understand what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Mute your mic, Isaiah. But we have to. I don't know what's it gonna take. I don't. I'm so tired of us sitting up here just going along to get along. They call us so-called equal, but you can't even give Black folk who you owe reparations. But you gave it to the Jews. Talking about we don't have what they tell us. They said, well, we don't have nobody that was slave. But guess what? We suffered the consequences. The residue of slavery is still here on us. So yes, you owe us. Yes, you owe us reparations. You owe us. We need our own counseling. We need counseling. We need our own facility. We need our own space. Don't tell me. Excuse me. Don't tell me what we don't need. Don't tell me that we don't owe you. And yes, you do. The reparations, just like our men. How many of our men are they sending to these prisons and turning them out? That's what they're doing on purpose. And who's getting paid for this? These judges, they double dipping. They sending them to prison, then they get lined in their pockets with the prison, because they had contracts. They got stock in these prisons. They got to keep these prisons 95% full. And they get money off of sending them to prison. They line in their pockets. And they turning our guys, turning them out. Because, they used to get what you call conjugal visits, okay? They can't do it now, right? They shut that down. Why? Because you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
You know what you're doing. But we don't talk about this. We don't talk about it. We make excuses. Then you put our men in jail, in prison for 20 and 30 years. Then they come out, they can't get a job. They can't get a place to live. What the hell you want them to go on a feud? That's all on purpose, to divide the family. So we don't reproduce. But it's not stopping us from reproducing, because we're going to reproduce regardless.
Exactly.
We reproduce like roaches. We have babies. We just think about it. We pregnant. Yeah, we don't have no problem with that. That's just what it is. Black folks, we reproduce regardless. But my thing is, this is what they're trying to do. They're trying to stop us from reproducing. Right now, you got Bill Gates in Africa, got a contract with Kenya. That president, I'm praying on him. I hope he dropped dead today. I swear I do. He set up there and got a contract with Bill Gates to get these women vitamins who's pregnant. The hell you talking about? You finna kill them babies. That's what you finna do. I want somebody to go over there. I'm so. You already know what Bill Gates, he got a contract. That's why India won't even let him come back in there. India said no, because he's killed so many Indian babies, right? He can't even go back to India. Can't even go back to India. But then now your black brother, then got a contract, this white demon, to come on in and get in women who's pregnant, some type of vitamin. What type of vitamin you finna get him? You finna kill them babies. That's what you're doing. You trying to stop that reproduction. Reproducing. That's what you're doing. Let's see how many black babies die. And I hope Africa, I hope Kenya, you better catch him, you better catch him, you better catch him, and you better catch him. That's all I'm saying. You better make him pay. Jungle justice.
That's right.
Period.
That's
It's
right.
up to you. Those are your babies he killing. Those are your babies he done took millions of dollars from that Gates person, that demon. That's Sanger's nephew, ain't it? Or grandson or something. He's some kid, Margaret Sanger, right?
Yep.
And he's hitting stop. He's carrying it out. He's carrying it on. What she started. Now you're going to Africa, mess with them babies. I'm gonna get him a vitamin. Not one baby better not come here deformed or not come at all. And what he gonna do? He's stopping you. You gonna abort that baby, and then you ain't gonna be able to have no more babies. But you go ahead and give it to him. You go ahead on it. I wouldn't take nothing in Kenya. I wouldn't even go to a hospital if I was in Kenya. I'd stay in my village and have my baby right there. I wouldn't even touch a hospital. I wouldn't touch nothing Kenya that president got to offer dealing with that Bill Gates. Because you know he done sold out. When you see him sitting in Biden's chair, when he came here to the States, he was sitting down. Biden was standing over, that devil was standing over him looking down. He was so, that gave him so much power, did it? You dummy. Stupid.
I'm going to show that speech that you're talking about where Biden spoke. Because that's very, very, very important.
Yes, he said he didn't care. He said, I want them going to no school with mine. We done lost our mind and gave him the highest seat. That's how brain dead black folk is right now. PTSD. Look at it.
That's number one. There's a consensus on that. Unless it's costing your son or daughter or my son or daughter.
Ain't that something?
We must take back the streets. It doesn't matter whether or not the person that is accosting your son or daughter or my son or daughter, my wife, your husband, my mother, your parents. It doesn't matter whether or not they were deprived as a youth. It doesn't matter or not whether or not they had no background that enabled them to become socialized into the fabric of society. It doesn't matter whether or not they're the victims of society.
Ain't that something?
Is they're about to knock my mother on the head with a lead pipe, shoot my sister, beat up my wife, take on my sons.
Sound like the police to me.
Exactly.
That sound like the police officers to me.
They must be taken off the street.
Take them off the street then.
That's number
Take
one.
them thugs and blue off the street.
On that. Unless we do something about that cadre of young people, tens of thousands of them,
Ain't that something?
born out of wedlock,
Ain't that
without
something?
parents, without supervision, without any structure.
I hate him so much.
Without
I hate
any
him.
conscience developing, because they literally, I yield myself 3 more minutes.
Oh,
Because they literally have not been socialized. They literally have not had an opportunity.
wow.
We should focus on them now. If we don't, they will, or a portion of them will, become the predators 15 years from now. And Madam President, we have predators on our streets. That's
Which is your children.
in fact, in part because of its neglect, created. Again, it does not mean because we created them that we somehow forgive them or do not take them out of society to protect my family and yours from them. They are beyond the pale, many of those people. Beyond the pale. And it's a sad commentary.
Hold on, Maurice. Did he just say because we created it?
He said we created them.
Right, we created them. Okay, that's what I want to make sure people heard. Let's play that part. I need to hear that part one more again. One more again. That's what he just said. Because we created them. Go ahead. Bastards.
Do not take them out of society to protect my family and yours from them. They are beyond the pale, many of those people. Beyond the pale. And it's a sad commentary on society. We have no choice but to take them out of society. And the truth is, we don't very well know how to rehabilitate them at that point. That's the sad truth. I'm the guy that said rehabilitation, when it occurs, we don't understand it. We should focus on them now. If we don't, they will, or a portion of them will, become the predators 15 years from now. And Madam President, we have predators on our streets that society has, in fact, in part because of its neglect, created. Again, it does not mean because we created them that we somehow forgive them or do not take them out of society to protect my family and yours from them.
Wow.
They are.
He said,
Wow.
we created them.
Ain't that something?
We created them.
And we gave that demon right there the highest seat in America.
Exactly. Exactly.
What's
look, guys, look at his face very carefully and compare it to the Biden that we see today. That's not the same person. That's not the same person.
What you say? It's not the same what?
Person.
Yeah, he's worse.
The Biden that we have now, that we've seen over the last, 2 years,
That
3 years?
don't change. You can't change
No, I'm just saying. I'm just making a comparison. Hold on. I'm just making a comparison that this guy is not the same guy as we see all the time. Hold on, it's damn music going on.
Sure it is. How it's not the same? Explain, please explain. How it's not the same? You got the same spirit. You're dealing with the same spirit. That spirit don't change.
No, I'm not saying it's not the same spirit. It's the same mentality. I'm just saying that if you look at his face and look at the one that we got right now, that's not the same person. That's a guy wearing a mask like a Biden. But yeah, I agree. Look, who was it? Hold on. Norma made a very good point that vitamin D has nothing to do with anything. And this is one of the things I point out in the book, that white folk did not come from black people who went north and where it was colder and they lost their melanin. That's not possible. The Eskimos that are still there, that are still indigenous to that area, and wherever there is cold, are still black niggas. They're still dark skinned. So all of this bullshit they trying to talk about, I debunked that shit in my book, man. This is just, and you're right, Norma, this is just some bullshit that white folks love to come up with. And you hit it right on the head. But in regard to this bullshit, white folks love to try to make it look like it's always the nigga. And they're the one who put the guns and the drugs in our community. We didn't have anything to do with that. Too bad we took it. But the idea, if you try to do something,
we took it because we were trying to feed our families. We sold it because we were trying to feed our families.
Yeah, but all I'm saying is,
what we should have did was took it to their neighborhood and sold it to their mama.
And you're right, but as soon as like we were saying before earlier, that whatever they try to do to us, it happened to them 10, 20 times worse. You feel me? So, you can't do wrong and expect for right to come to you. And you cannot fix yourself by breaking other people. You will always be the one that get broke. Right. I'll throw it back at you.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. All right, we'll finish playing this a little bit out.
Society to protect my family and yours from them. They are beyond the pale, many of those people. Beyond the pale. And it's a sad commentary on society. We have no choice but to take them out of society. And the truth is, we don't very well know how to rehabilitate them at that point. That's the sad truth. I'm the guy that said rehabilitation, when it occurs, we don't understand it and notice it. And even when we notice it and we know it occurs, we don't know why. So you cannot make rehabilitation a condition for release. That's why in our system, there's The federal system, you serve 85% of your time. It's a shame, but we don't know how to rehabilitate. But there is a consensus, and I will cease.
So there you have your then Senator, now President Biden, talking about that they created the problems. They created the problems that we have today. They created the ghetto. They created the projects. They created all of this, and they know it and they understand it. But they don't have the will nor the desire to fix it. They don't have it. They don't want to have it. So we have to understand that, and then we have to do the fixing ourselves. We cannot depend on them to do anything of good to us. We can trust and believe that everything of evil, everything low down and dirty,
they've done it.
They will do. Because that's how they are, and that has been their history with us. They've been rotten. They've been low down. They've been their nature in full bloom.
Yep.
In full bloom. And it's unfortunate that a lot of our people see them as good people, as godly people.
Ain't that crazy?
Yeah.
Ain't that crazy? That's just but that's not knowing your history. What I'm holding, my thing is we have to hold them accountable. We have to. We can never forget he told us, teach your children your history. He told us to do it, and we're not. So now look what they're creating. Not only are they making our men gay in these jails, but now he's making our boy babies gay too. Feminizing them, right? You didn't took the dad out the home. So half our little boys don't even know how to be a father. They don't know responsibility. They don't know how to protect a woman. They know nothing about what it takes to be a man. Because we have grown men here that won't even take the time to create like facilities for them to get mentors. We're supposed to be mentoring. When you see a society is trying to do some harm to your culture, you're supposed to jump in there and make things happen for yourself. You don't get in there. You separate from them people. You don't let them teach your child. You coming in, you see your son in the dress and you think it's funny. It's not funny. And you don't say nothing. You know, a guy on YouTube, I wish I could Facebook one of them, and he said he caught the teacher had a dress on his son. He went there early one day, and he said, you know, that he told her, I guess he called this like the second time. No, get my child out of her class. Get my child out of her class. You come over here if you want to. I'm serious. That was up to the mama to handle that. That mama should have went on up there. Let me tell you something. You let me catch my child in the dress again. I'm taking them out your class for one. And for two, have anything to do with me seeing them in the dress again. I'm going to have to go to jail for you. See, it's certain kind of parents that they do that with. I'm going to have that problem. Because that wouldn't have happened in the first time. Because right now, I wouldn't have my children in their schools. I see what they're doing. Black folk, you see what they're doing. Shame on you. You're not even protecting your own children because you won't protect yourself because you're still working at their jobs. You got a whole black woman doing that Black Project 2025. How many black folk? Kamala Harris made millions of dollars overnight. She probably got what, $78,000? Where's our $2 million at? And it could, you know, black folk got money.
Oh yeah.
You gave Harris $2 million in 24 hours. You can't even give yourself $2 million in 24 hours. But you supported a woman that told you I ain't gonna do nothing for you, and you gave her your money. That's mental illness. I swear we need our own schools, and we need some mental illness classes. Seriously. And even on these jobs, when you come out of it from among them, we need to get us some mental illness help. ASAP.
Yeah.
We got to, because this is crazy.
Very, very. And you know, the desire to be close to your enemy. I'm gonna show this clip. I wasn't gonna do it right now, but it's on me. Go ahead and do it. Because your desire to be so close to your enemy is so sickening. It is really, really sickening. So let's look at this clip and we're going to talk about it.
On that name. Hey, Snowball. I asked you, who this nigga on that name? Hey, Snowball.
Ain't that something?
The name of my horse. You asked me. That's who the hell you calling Snowball?
Gotta kick him in his
I'll
teeth.
slap your black ass off that nag down here in the mud so fast make your head.
Steven.
Come on up here if you want to.
It's funny. Django here is a Freeman.
This nigga here?
That nigga there.
Here's something.
Django and his friend in gray here, Dr. Schultz, are customers. And they are our guests, Steven. And you old decrepit bastard ought to show them
Ain't
every
that something?
hospitality. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Ain't that something?
Yeah.
Well, they're spending a night. Go up in the guest bedrooms, get too ready.
He
Ain't
gonna
that
stay in the big house?
Well, you got a problem with that?
No, I ain't got no problem with it. If you ain't got no problem with burning the bed, the sheets, the pillowcases, everything else, when this black ass
Now,
motherfucker
that is my problem. They are mine to burn. Now, your problem right now is making a good impression. And I want you to start solving that problem right now and get them goddamn rooms ready.
Yes, sir, Bishop.
Oh, he set up there, didn't he? Didn't he?
Who this nigga on that name? It's Snowball.
Now, these two, where you got Steven and then you got the Django, is very, very crystal clear. You know, one is the house nigga, you know, and Django is the free black man that ain't gonna tolerate the bullshit.
That's right. That's right.
You know? And in this same clip, but a little earlier in it, Candy pulls Steven and says, you know, y'all two should hate each other. And we have too many Stevens
Right.
to this very day.
Right.
Right? This is our problem.
Yeah.
Because the Stevens will always allow them to do you wrong. Always.
Yep. Always.
Always. We got to understand that it's time to flip that script. Now, in a different part of the movie, he says, you know, bright boy, that's what Candy would call Django, bright boy. He said, you're 1 in 10,000. But I believe over time, it will pick up to be more frequent that we would be seeing more Djangos.
Mm-mm.
We got to wake up to the reality that this shit is all built on our backs.
Right.
We are the ones that keep this shit going.
Right. Right.
See,
Right.
the oppressor will oppress you to the level till you say, I've had the fuck enough.
Right.
I've had enough. I'm
Yeah.
about to whip your ass now.
Yeah.
And we got to come to that realization that that's where it is.
Yeah.
Get the bullshit out your mind.
Yeah.
Get the fear out your heart
Yeah.
and say enough is enough.
Yeah.
Because that's where we are. Enough has to be enough.
But what did Willie Lynch say? He said, we'll have them believing this for what? How many 300 years?
Yep.
What's the Lyndon Johnson said? We had them voting Democrat 300 years.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been darn near. I'm just like, we short some years, so we ain't done yet, y'all. Huh?
But Reese, do me a favor. Would you mind going to your WhatsApp and playing that real short video, the last one, the one that I just sent you? It summed it all up.
All right, let me see.
Watch out now, Sister Cassie. Watch out now.
And so while I am getting this up, okay, well, this came up faster than I thought. This video.
Uh-huh.
Mrs. Emery, do you have any intention of cleaning up this mess?
Pay attention, Sister Cassie.
Oh, that's my favorite scene right there.
Mrs. Wendell.
I love it. I love it. That would have been me.
Some of us are just about fed up.
That wasn't enough.
Big payback. No, I didn't see that. Them dogs hanging there. Damn, I'm just not seeing that.
That's when they burned that yard up. They burned that stuff in the yard and wanted them to clean it up. Now look at that crazy thing. Look at her. She crazy. Look at her.
This is what white folk gonna do. They're gonna tear up their own shit. They ain't gonna do that. That's all they gonna do. Whine, moan, and bitch.
Crazy. She
They'll
should
be
have
all right.
stabbed herself right then. Stab yourself.
Once we beat that, they'll be all right. They're just gonna holler and whine and moan and scream and cry. Then they'll come back and say, I'm sorry, miss. I'm sorry, mama. Man, I'm telling you, man, these motherfuckers are not as strong as you think. They're not.
No, they're not.
No, they're not. Not at
They're
all.
weak than a motherfucker.
They
Man.
crumble into any little whatever. They crumble. Look at
Brother Marie, do me a favor and go back to the WhatsApp and look at that map. Right there. Now this is the white folks are dying, man. Ever since that so-called Jews done came out, these birth rates are hellified lower than it's like 0.7, 0.7, 0.6. And these are the birth rates of all white folks, and especially in America. You might as well just put it there too. But to maintain your birth rate, to maintain the population, you need a birth rate of at least 2.1. These are way low.
way
You
low.
feel me? And so with this map, I just got this off of our ex. With this map, they ain't making it. They ain't gonna make it
No, they're done.
because a lot of these, and then the Chinese, you might well include them too, and the Japanese,
they're
they feeling.
Oh yeah,
They're
they're
feeling.
done.
And then
That's why they had to
the
go after
Cubans,
them here, babies.
the Cubans and all that. And this is the reason why they're talking about in Japan. They want black men over there to have babies with the women. They're
And
paying
they said they can pay
$75,000.
how much?
Yeah.
75,000? How many black men over there now?
75,000 per.
You know
I
they
don't
run
know.
over there and get them.
Yeah.
75,000 per
Get that
baby.
money. You already know. Come on, let's not act like they not gonna go
Oh
over there.
yeah, well you know,
When they first saw that ad, they was on that plane tomorrow. You already know
Well,
they
look,
asked
yeah, you
on
look,
that
look,
plane
look, look,
tomorrow.
a long time ago, Sister Cassie, Brother Muhammad, a long time ago, the nuclear reactor, the Fukushima, went crazy, and now it's polluting the Pacific Ocean to the tune of 100 metric tons of nuclear waste water, right? Oh, for the last 10, 12 years that's been going on, the Pacific Ocean is dead. Not only that, it's getting to the point now where everybody on the island of Japan got to move.
Ain't that
They're
something?
not
Why
talking
would you go
about
over
that.
there and live? And you got black folk going over there to live. Why would you go? Why? Why?
But
Why?
out of whatever, I don't know.
And they
but-
don't even like you over there. They don't like black folk. So
No,
why you in Africa? That's what bothers me. When I see stuff like that, and I know they don't like black folk, but you got them sleeping with them women for that land. That's all that is. Don't play with me. They sleeping with them black women to get a hand on that land. Because you have a baby with them, you have access to the land.
Right.
So no. But we think they care. All of a sudden. They be talking about you. They put you out their city. They put you on the street, make you sleep on the ground. They talk about you every chance they get, but now they love you.
Now look on that map, and you see Spain. It got less than 1.2.
We ain't gonna get it.
All these motherfuckers, the white folks are on their way out.
I'm glad. I can't
You know what I
wait.
mean?
How many more years we got to even look at their asses?
Mhm.
I'm sick of looking at them.
Now, yeah,
and then what
black
Biden
folks
said,
in Africa, yeah, it's about 7.2 to 1. We ain't going nowhere.
I'm sick of them.
Yeah, but they know they on their ass. They on their way out. They know.
But see, you have to understand the bigger picture of what they're trying to do to black people, right? So
Right.
when you tell a black guy, come on over here, we're gonna pay you $75,000 to come have babies with our women, and when we put you to hate your own women, okay,
Right.
that's a plot too, okay.
Yeah,
You got black
right.
women and black men hate each other. That is the dumbest thing in the world. Black folks the only one that come up with this dysfunctional stuff, right? Where you hate your own, you hate your black woman, you hate your black man, and you'll sit up there and go over there to your enemies and have babies with them, so you can recreate them. Are you out of your damn mind? How dumb?
Yeah, let them die. Let them die.
How dumb can we be? And then they said, well, you know, the baby is the seed of the daddy. God told you need 2 black parents to make a black baby. You ain't making, that's a mutt. You don't have a baby you don't have a, hold on. The German Shepherd in the pit have a dog, it's called a mutt, right? It's not called, say for instance, the German Shepherd dog is the male, right? That's not a German Shepherd puppy, that's a mutt. You can't mix 2 dogs and come up with nothing but a mutt.
Right.
So what do you think you're doing when you're going over there dating them white women? You're making mutts. You're not making black children.
No. And it's the same way.
Like black folk.
It's the same way our Portuguese his ancestors were saying. If you go over there and you marry these Ashkenazi Jews that are not Jews, you will be ostracized and kicked out of the community. That is exactly what happened. And now look at it. Now look at it.
They need to be kicked out the community.
Yeah, we're not honoring our ancestors.
No, we're not.
And once we start doing that, we'll get all the blessings. It really is just that simple.
You're making enemies for our grandchildren that of normal people that's with black on black. You're making enemies for them.
Yes.
And what's gonna happen? We'll have to kill them all.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to kill them all.
I brought you in this motherfucker, I'll take you out.
Exactly. I'm sick of it. I don't know what. And you know, then you got these camps, right? That's got all these damn charts up. And you looking at all these pale Mexicans. Those are not Israelites. It takes black Israelites, black to make a black baby. You're not gonna sit up and tell me you go get a white man over here and you have this little damnable bastard baby. Okay, this little demon baby. That's what it is, a demon baby. You just had a
You're right. I'm not disagreeing.
And you gonna call him a child?
No.
And then you got and then they disrespecting you. What happened back in the slave when them babies was coming out mixed? They didn't even acknowledge them black mamas, did they?
No.
The ones that was passing. You had one that treated her mom so bad.
Yeah.
You think, shh, honey. Ooh, Lord. I don't understand. We just lost our mind. You know, because I see a lot of these mixed kids. I see them. You know, and some of these men, they had it with these white women. Then they lead the women. Now we got to tolerate these little half-breed little demons because they're hearing their mamas and the white side of the family talk about black folk like dogs. Then they come to you and get crazy. What the hell you looking at? What the hell we can at work?
And they talking about they confused and shit, and I don't see color. Motherfucker, you got 2 eyes, bitch.
What the fuck you mean? No, they confused. Look who you done had a baby with. Yes, they confused. Yes, they confused. How come you try to be a real human when you're a demon? You can't. You can't even fake that.
Right.
No, that's a whole demon. That's a whole demon. Ain't no half. It's a whole demon. Ain't no half or nothing. I wouldn't think twice about running them over with my car. Because you already know what they made of. You already know that them people ain't right. You already know. Them half-breeds are horrible children. They're horrible when they raised up around them white folk. They'll look at you like you nothing.
That's
Like,
right.
what you looking at? What you looking at?
Mm-hmm.
You didn't want to come over here and treat our black, beautiful babies like nothing because you think you think you something. Black don't crack, baby. Wait about 30 years to see your skin. And look at my granddaughter's skin. Don't play with me. Looking crazy.
I know you heard about well, you were talking about it. Yeah, you were talking about it, Sister Cass. Bill Gates going over there and injecting.
Yeah.
Yeah, ain't that a bitch? I like.
That's crazy.
I think
That leader needs to be taken to the woods. He needs jungle
Yeah.
justice. I swear he do.
Yeah.
Because he get ready to kill out. He done made a contract with Bill Gates to get him women vitamins.
Yeah. Right.
Vitamins. What them vitamins gonna do to them babies?
Exactly.
Like they can't
You
take
already know what he's trying to
vitamin
do, right?
pills or something. I don't know.
Ain't no vitamin nothing. He finna kill them babies. He finna abort them babies. Because he's
Yeah,
trying
of
to
course.
stop the growth of Africa because they want that land. And you can't have it because it belong to black folk. And everybody in there coming up out of there anyway. Chinese, Indians, Afghanistans, Ukrainians, y'all getting ready to get your asses up out of there. Africa is for black folk here in America that want to go back. And no, we're going to teach you how to act over there. We're going to teach our presidents how to act. Be one, let's go. We got to teach them because they can act crazy too over there. Be sitting up there grinning at them white girls.
Brother Muhammad, what the mentality behind the African leader or president to allow that shit? Knowing I know he knows about Bill Gates.
Hold on. They act like that because of the simple fact that China, France, and America they're controlling them. You don't do what they want to do. You know how many presidents, the African presidents, have been murdered by France and America? Haiti, for instance, he didn't want to get his people to see, right? The shot, right? He ended up dead, right? Okay, that's what's going on. You got Burkina Faso. He's the only one, him, Mali, Niger, and now you got Sierra Leone, and now you got Botswana that's standing up to them crackers. Now they done came together. Now they just signed a contract together, protecting each other. That's how you do it. So now,
that's how you do it.
you know how many times they didn't try to kill the man in Burkina Faso? 17 times. 17 times. Every week they're trying to kill him.
Right.
Every week. Then they had given his soldiers money. Did you see that? Where they gave all this money to his soldiers, trying to turn them against him.
Right. I seen that.
So you know the hand of God is on him. You know, Allah, hand of God, whatever you call him, you know his hand is on him because that brother would have been dead. But it's Africa. This is your time. America, black folk, this is your time. You can unity. Yes, this is our time right here. And if we don't understand that, you're gonna mess it up. We got a Project 2025. Y'all need to look that up. Black Project 2025. Look it up.
Unity, we are blessed. Disunity, we are cursed. It's just that simple. How you can't make it more simpler than that. Political unity, economic unity, spiritual unity, and physical unity. When you have that, ain't nobody gonna come up on us to talking about that bullshit. If we just like that sister and that clip of the movie, you know the name of that movie? Just bitch slap the shit out of them. That's all. You know the name of that movie? Sister Cass?
That's what you call that? Them? Wasn't it them? Was it them? No.
Yeah, it was them. That's the name of it. Them.
Yeah, I seen the whole movie. When you saw the end, did anybody ever see the end? Did you see the end, Maurice? That end was something else, wasn't it?
It was.
That thing was
check it out.
The end of it, the 10th season. I'm telling you, when you saw it, you understood more and more why things are the way it is today.
Oh, it's a Netflix.
It's a Netflix sequel.
Yeah.
You need to pull it up and go all the way to the last one, which is season 10. And you're going to understand the bigger picture then. The bigger picture of that movie was in season 10, the last one.
Is it all of them or them?
It's them.
Them.
Okay.
Them.
You're
going to waste your whole lot of time, but when you go to that end part, you're going to that tells the whole movie right there.
Okay.
You understand what's it all about.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
That thing
she bitch slapped the shit out of her.
Yes, she did. But they had been harassing them, and they burnt something on their yard, and they wanted them to clean it up. I'm gonna let you see this shit every day until you clean it up. You did it. You come clean it up. Else I'm gonna let it sit. I'm gonna let it sit right there. I want to clean it up. And they did it.
Right. Well, yeah, they lazy. They trifling.
They tried to burn the little yard. That movie right there. I understood the end.
Exactly.
Okay.
That end.
Well, don't tell me about it.
You need to watch it. I'm telling you. It's a long movie though. It's a long series, but it makes it worth it when you see the last one.
Exactly. It is definitely worth it. And and I would say this too. Every battle that we have been in, every encounter that we have been in is leading us
Yes.
to that day.
Yes.
Is leading us to that.
Yeah, it's leading. Yeah. Because I'm telling you, I'm waiting on it's gonna be one straw that breaks the camel back. I'm waiting on that straw. And it's coming very soon. When you guys see that, you guys better be ready. You better don't be getting ready. Get your stuff together now because it's gonna take all of us. It's gonna take every last one of us. Because who was that seen Hitler say when the Jews who said this? I don't know if it's true or not, but somebody said something about Hitler knew who we were, and he said, when you what did they say? Something about where's Isaiah? I'm with you. He said something about when you know who the real Jews are, it's gonna start World War III. Who said that? Didn't Hitler say that? Wasn't it Hitler?
Yeah, I believe he did say something like that.
I think it was. He said, when you find out who the real Jews are, that's gonna be the brink of World War III.
Wow, who said that?
I think it was Hitler, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was. Because he knew. He knew who we were. He was destroying the white folk over there because they was destroying, bringing that sexual stuff into his country, and he didn't want it there. That's why he did what he did.
You're right about that. I remember now. Hitler did say that. Yeah, yeah.
He said, when you find out who the real Jews are, that's going to be the World War III. That's going to be what start World War III. And I believe that. I believe it's going to be one the straw that's going to break the camel's back. I'm waiting on that, and I believe it's going to be real soon.
Now you know these white Jews don't want that information out.
Of course they don't. Why you think they did what they did to Kyrie Irving? I couldn't even get the man's name out. Why do you think they did that? Because that book has a lot to do with it. I read that. Did anybody see the movie? The Hebrews the movie?
Yeah,
that movie right there. It tells everything. If you got, that's why they didn't want that movie out. That's why they didn't want nobody to know. You know, that made that man a millionaire instantly. That one day, that one tweet made that dude a multi-millionaire. One tweet.
Yeah.
He had been trying to get that movie out.
It really sold a lot of books.
Yeah, he had that one tweet.
Yep,
it
don't take much.
No, it don't.
It don't.
That one tweet did it. Yep. Multi-millionaire now.
Wow.
Yep. Instantly, overnight. Well,
it wasn't overnight because they had to wait, had to write the book, and then
it was coming. But what I'm saying is, instantly, when
I feel it changed his whole course. Yeah,
it changed his whole course. Yeah. Yes, it did.
Yeah.
Yep, it did, and it has changed. I mean, when I saw it, everybody saw it. Hey, everybody sitting there watching that movie. I need you guys to understand. Yeah. And I believe that needs to be taught in our history classes. I believe we need to teach our own children about our history. That's why that's when you don't repeat stuff when you know stuff. They can't change the wrapping of a noun later and call it something else. Because we had those noun laters. They was huge back in the day. Now they little video thing. Then they said, oh, that's new. That ain't new. We had big ones back in the day. They were huge. You put that thing in your mouth, you know, that was huge. Now the baby things. No, that ain't new. But he told us not to forget. He said, don't continue. He said, continue. You got to pass it down. And we stopped. We stopped teaching our babies.
Exactly.
We're not passing nothing down to them. Daddies ain't even there to teach nothing. They're too busy with Sarah now and Karen.
Definitely.
Making Karen all that. Oh Lord, I just be seeing guy on the beach with Karen. I'm looking at you, big dummy. I want to go. Get out of here. Go home. Boy, come here. Let me tell you something. Come here. Come here. He's like, what is wrong with y'all? What is wrong? What's wrong? God, we just.
You know, I want to look at also the FBI counter intelligence program, COINTELPRO. Targeted civil rights leaders, political activists, and other groups from 1950 to 1970. The program involved illegal surveillance, harassment, attempts to discredit and disrupt groups, and murder. Murder.
They murdered the Black Panthers, didn't they?
Yes.
And they're still doing it today. They ain't changed.
Today. You know, it's one thing to have a COINTELPRO type situation against your enemy.
Yep.
You know, But they didn't have one against the Japanese, the damn Germans, you know, the Russians. But they did this shit to us.
Yep.
Who's been their fucking servants?
Who'll do anything for them, won't we?
Yeah. Who love them so goddamn much?
They don't have to do nothing. They don't have to do nothing. They don't have to do nothing. We got them. We'll do whatever you want. I'm like, you guys, come on. Man, you ain't got to kill us. We'll do it. Just pay us. Oh, man.
Crazy.
So FBI, what's his guy's name that poisoned the Black Panther man? Who was the man that poisoned him? He just died, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
He just died. Why he lived so long?
Exactly.
He should have been dead.
Exactly.
He should have been the same day.
Mm-hmm.
Now, why he lived so long? That's my thing. I have an issue with that. You kill one of our leaders, you die instantly. Not only you, but your whole family, your whole lineage.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the mama, the daddy, the grandmama, the grandpappy, the nieces, nephew, and cousins. And take your dogs too. Everything you touch need to die.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I guarantee you won't kill another one of our leaders.
Yeah. We've learned to accept the unacceptable.
Exactly. Yeah.
We've learned to be okay with it. And those things we should never be okay with. You know, when the fake Jew got out of those internment camps in Germany, they went on a killing spree. They was rounding up them damn Germans and lighting their ass up. They went on a literal killing spree. Mm-hmm. We get out of slavery, get out of Jim Crow, and we want to go and dance and party with them. What the fuck? Ain't no way.
Inviting them to the barbecue and everything. Come on. You can come to the barbecue. Hell no, you can come to the barbecue. Not over here. Not on this barbecue. You better have your own barbecue. Non-seasoned stuff.
Not in Cassie Land. Not in Cassie Land.
Hey, not in Cassie Land. I guarantee you that, boy. We're gonna create one in Cassie Land. Not up in Cassie Land. You ain't bringing that up in here. They come to the door. Where you think you're going with that? Exactly. They come up in here. Back up, bye. Have a good. You can go too. Mm-hmm. I don't think even mixed couples. I don't even think if we know that that's a person that's into white guys or white women, they don't need to be over here. Seriously, exactly. I don't even believe in that because you may try to sneak one over and they're gonna have to kill you. Mm-hmm. No,
yeah. You know, and it's really a shame that even I think what was it, Kent State, I believe it was, where our children were being shot down and killed. So many things happen to us as a people, and yet the mind of I will get them back, you don't see it. But let another Black person do something to you, then you'll see real quick, oh, I'm gonna fix you, or I'm gonna do this to you, I'm gonna do this to you. And we're so quickly to jump on that. But when it's the real enemy, we shy away. We don't want to be confrontational. We don't want to be active. We don't want to be violent. But when it's our own, or we can be violent to the max. We can be violent to the max. Don't let somebody accidentally step on your shoe and you got some new shoes on now. You want to kill me because I stepped on your new shoe and I said, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. It was an accident. But this cracker kill you all the days of your life and you don't do a damn thing.
Don't say nothing. Yes, master. Let me wipe it off. Don't say nothing.
Nothing.
No problem.
Nothing.
They act like it didn't even happen.
Exactly.
He didn't mean it. Oh, yes, he did.
He did.
And don't want to fight your woman because he didn't mean it. Mm-hmm. That's what's wrong with us. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Did we address it or not? Mm-hmm. I sent you read your comment over. Maurice, read your phone. I sent you a message. Let me know.
Okay.
But yeah, we have to come together. We have to begin to come together and heal. It's time to heal. So
let's deal with it.
Okay.
Let's deal with it. So N says, I will be glad when Black women learn to sit back and let men lead. It's not divine order, and it's not along of the reason why we have not moved forward. And it's along of the reason why we have not moved forward. So N is placing our inability to move forward on Black women.
Ain't that something? I'm gonna let you go first.
Okay. First of all, to be really, really honest about it, Black women have been in the lead. Black women have been the ones that's organizing and pushing and doing. And Martin Luther King wouldn't even been Martin Luther King if it wasn't for Black women. Because Ella Fitzgerald, she was the one, Ella Baker, I'm sorry, she's the one who did all the organizing and get everything together so that he can get out there and do what he needed to get done. We don't make no movements without our Black women. It's just pinpoint blank. It doesn't happen without her. And so, I don't know whether you're a Black person or you're a white person. I don't know. But truthfully, that's very ignorant to think that it's the Black woman's fault that we are in the condition that we're in, because that's the furthest thing from the truth. And up here, Sister Cassie, she's definitely a leader, and she definitely have the right to say whatever it is that comes to her mind to say, and it will be respected at all ways. So, you and your foolishness, and as Norma said, you're probably your troll, because no real Black first man would definitely never say no foolish shit like that. That'll get you hung up, Sis Cassie.
You know what? That really sounds like some white supremacy shit.
Yeah.
That's a white supremacy mindset, and I'm gonna tell you why. That's divide and conquer mindset. Mm-hmm. And then you want to blame Black women for what white folk did to your families. Mm-hmm. White folk put drugs in your neighborhood, took your man's job. Okay. When your man started selling it because he needed to eat, put your man in jail, divided your family, and here you are blaming a Black woman. That's very ignorant and very sad for him to even say that. Mm-hmm. Black women have a say, and we do know our place. Trust and believe me. Mm-hmm. My husband is first all the time in my house. So what you're talking about, it sounds very ignorant. It means absolutely nothing. When you come on a panel, that means everybody has something to say. And if you don't want to hear it, then this might not be the channel for you.
Exactly.
If you want to come and learn, come and learn. But if you're not here to learn and you're here to cause divide and conquer, that's some white folk stuff. Mm-hmm. That's not welcomed over here. Because we don't use white folk talking points to try to shut anybody down. Because that's not what we do. Because everybody over here can think freely and have something to say. That's what panels do. So if you're not man enough to handle a woman speaking, then you have a great day.
Mm-hmm. That's right. And moderators, y'all are in the chat. Y'all do have permission to handle him as however y'all see fit. This is our house, and we will respect and protect our house. Simple as that. Simple as that.
But we always want to blame each other for something that was done to us. That's the sad. Mm-hmm. That is and that makes my heart heavy, because that's, and so many men or so many people, I'm not going to say men, so many people, and it's this younger men. It's like the 32-year-olds that are thinking like him. This is a Black man, I guarantee you it. And he's in that 32 that, who grew up without a dad, okay, who's very angry at his mother because his dad wasn't there. Instead of actually understanding and doing the research on what really happened to the Black family, he wants to be angry with women, who the woman gave birth to you. The woman wiped your ass when nobody else did. The woman had your back. The woman fed you. when your dad was probably not even there.
Mm-hmm.
Your dad was probably over there with Karen.
That's right.
But real men in our B1 group, they know how to be real fathers. They know how to be with their children. They know what it's going to take to run a house. And they know that running a house, women know their places. But when my husband needs me, I'm there. If he needs my back, if I need to have his back, you better believe I got it. I bet you won't come and hurt mine. I guarantee you that, because I'm going to watch his back. He doing his business. He's forward. He's moving forward. But that's what women do. We got our husband's back. While he got the front, I got the back. So guess what? Sorry for you, Ann. I guarantee you don't have a woman that's got your back. Not thinking like that. I guarantee you don't. But I feel sorry. I still feel very sorry for you that even came out of your mouth. I feel very sorry for you. But you have a great day. I'm not going to argue with you. I just feel sorry for you because you drank their Kool-Aid. You don't even know what a B1 man is. You have no clue. For you to say what you said, you don't have a clue. But go ahead. I'll rest my mic on that. I'm done with that. So we're going to continue on.
Definitely. And so the next one we're going to talk about is Henrietta Lacks. Henrietta Lacks, 1951. Her cells were taken from Henrietta without her knowledge or consent during her treatment for cervical cancer. These cells, known as HeLa cells, have been used extensively in medical research, leading to significant scientific advancements. Now, these cells that came from her, big time scientific advancements, made big money, but her family is poor. They didn't give her family nothing.
No, not a dime. It made hundreds of billions of dollars.
Wow.
The robbery of what they did to her, to take her cells and use it and come, big time medical hospital research and all of this stuff off of her. And her family is still fighting for a dime, for a penny.
Yep. And why do they have to fight for something that belonged to their family member? See, this is how they're not fair in anything they do. They're never going to acknowledge Black folk, the greatness. We have to acknowledge the greatness of us. Everything they got it from a Black person. Everything they have, they stole it from a Black person. They didn't create shit. Nothing. Everything they have came from you, Black family. Period.
Yeah. And so Johns Hopkins Hospital is where she was treated at, and they made big time money. And again, the family is still fighting to get something. And John Hopkins say that they're not deserving of anything, that we don't owe you anything. We took it, we did it. It's our discovery. It's our money.
Wow. But this is what
you got to realize her cell don't die. So what does that mean about us? You know what I mean? That's some deep shit. You mean your cell don't? Our cell don't die? But yeah, that's some cold ass shit.
Who's the real human?
Somebody taking your mama's cells. Yeah. Don't tell you. They find out, well, goddamn, these niggas don't die. We're gonna do something about this. We're gonna discover, and look how many white lives been saved by these motherfuckers.
Yes. And this is what I tell Black folk: if you got on your driver's license that you're an organ donor, take it off. Don't give them shit. Don't give them nothing.
Nope.
Don't give them a piece, not even a toenail. Take it off. I'm gonna die with everything I got on me. You get nothing because you're Black.
I'm taking everything with me.
Everything. If you have that on your license, take it off.
Yeah.
Sir.
Yeah, that it's real crazy. Let me give a little update to that. It says that the family of Henrietta Lacks celebrates a settlement of the HeLa cell lawsuit against the biotech giant. So looks like in 2021, they agreed to an out-of-court settlement. It doesn't say what the amount was.
Well, you know it ain't gonna be what they made. That's for sure.
Oh no, it ain't gonna be what they
It
made.
ain't gonna need to be close.
Mm-mm.
They still using it. It never dies. Remember, they still using it today.
Mhm.
So it should be a partner with continuous payments. Continuous.
There you go. There you go.
As long as
Yeah.
you're using her cell, continuous payments. Period.
Right.
Or give it back.
Right. But you know, they probably broke and said, well, we're getting $50 million.
That ain't nothing. Because they still using it. They still using it.
Right. Perpetuity. How you say it? Perpetuity?
Yeah.
Forever? Yeah,
But,
something
okay.
like
So
yeah,
that means that you get paid from
yeah,
generation to generation.
but I'm just saying, if they just got one payment, that ain't gonna be shit compared to what they're gonna make.
I don't know. That ain't nothing.
They can take that hit. They can take that hit.
Now listen to this. It says, but Lack's family and their legal team, led by Ben Crump, said the multi-billion-dollar company continues to unjustly profit from the cells every time it cultivates cells and is paid for the newly replicated cells in the line. Thermo Fisher, the family alleged in their complaint, is treating Lack's cells as chattel to be bought and sold.
Wow. And you just gonna give them one payment? Continuous payment or give me the sale back?
Exactly.
Continuous payment or give me the sale back. Period. Ain't no one payment. At all them years and all that money you made? No, sir. No.
It says that her cells was the first cells to survive living outside of a body.
Wow. Wow.
And we are still replicating those cells today.
Wow. That's been how many years?
7 decades.
Decades. Going back to 1950, ain't it? Going back to 1950?
Yes.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Damn near 100 years.
Yes. That's crazy. Wow.
Yep. Says Lack cells, the first immortal cells that have been used countless biomedical breakthrough that help doctors eradicate polio and map the human genome, as well as develop HPV vaccines, in vitro fertilization, and more recently.
Wow. They've been using that since 2024.
Exactly.
1950 to 2024. So every year should be $50 million every year.
Exactly.
And continuous on. Either you pay us continuously or you just give us what belongs to us.
So look at this thing. So the virtual fertilization. Now we have these crackers that coming up to the pharmacy getting these meds for that. So it's based off of Henrietta cells that these people are trying to get pregnant by.
Yes. The research. Yeah.
They ain't giving no credit to the black woman.
Nope, ain't giving no credit.
No, that's like, it ain't got nothing to do with your niggas.
We just took your sale. We just used your sale. Still ain't got nothing to do with you because I still ain't gonna pay you. And see, this is what it is. That you got to go back to what they think about black people. You got to go back to that, okay? Because if they thought anything of you, they'd have gave you reparations. They'd have gave us the healing that would, they'd put things in place for the healing to happen in our community.
Right.
Okay. Because it's things now that we're doing because of that back there. And it just goes from generation to generation. That's just like a man that goes to prison, right? He's good when he gets there. And just say, for instance, he wasn't guilty, right? But he's been there 40 years. Do you know the impact of his life? The anger, the PTSD, all of everything that comes with him being locked in a cage for 45 years, and you only come out 1 hour a day. Mentally, what that has done to him. And then he comes out and he's got all of these issues that he got from before that he didn't have before he went in, but you're not willing to pay him for the traumas through the years that he's gone through, and even the traumas that he's going to face future because he didn't get no help from all of the years of being locked in that cage. So a lot of the stuff that you see even going on with Black people now is the result of that. That's in our DNA. So you owe us. Words can't even count of how much money they actually owe us.
Exactly.
Money can't even count. It's not even trillions, because the result of being a slave and how we were treated, how our ancestors was treated, and the mentality that came passed down, and even still today, there's no money can prove. You just need to give us our own, and we never pay for anything. We live for free. I mean, we already live free in your minds. Now let's live free on our own island. Now let us have our own island so that we can heal and love on each other without any interference. Because if we stay here, there'll always be some interference from them. Always.
Don't even talk about melanin. The theft of melanin.
Exactly. And our sexual parts. I mean, not just sexual part, organs. Period. You know, women and children coming up missing like crazy, and it's gonna continue because this honey, this stuff right here, boy, that's worth some money. Exactly. That's worth millions.
Right.
That's sad. That's so sad that you won't even think about paying us. You don't even think about thinking that you owing people. You don't even think about Black people. We owe them for this, that, and the other. You owe us that vacuum. That stoplight, that heart transplant, you owe us for everything. Everything. Iron, everything. Everything you use in the day, you owe us for it. That TV, you know, come on. You owe us for everything.
Yeah.
So pay up.
That's
and Black people shut up who's talking about they don't owe us nothing. I hate when people say, well, what do you want them to do? You need to shut the hell up. That's what I want you to do. I'm not going to tell you what they owe us. They know exactly what they owe us. What you want to hand out? You damn right I want one. You gave it to everybody else. I want that and more. Everything you owe us, I want it. That's right. Give me the same thing and more that you gave the Jews for something that didn't even happen here in America.
Right.
It happened at all. Okay, so don't ask me what I want. You already know what I want. I have people ask me that on Facebook. You know, we say different topics and stuff, and they want more Black lady. What do you want? What are you expecting? Why do you want a handout? Oh, I ate her a new one. Let me tell you what I want.
Exactly.
You shut right up. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. Don't come on and acting. Don't use them white supremacy talking points. I hate that.
Exactly.
You know what we owed. You know they owe us. They know they owe us.
I didn't own no slave. Why should I be paying?
Because you will pay the sins of your father. That's why. The sins of your father to the third and fourth generation. That's why you're gonna pay.
Exactly.
That's why. The sins of the father.
Because I didn't have no slaves. Why should I be paying?
The sins of your father for the third and fourth generation. Okay? That's what you owe. Just like we had to pay for our generation, our sins, our forefathers, they got to pay too. You don't get off. You don't get to have a rapture and get off. you got folks still thinking about that. What are you talking about? You ain't going nowhere. No. You gonna get this bet. You gonna get this whipping, honey. You gonna get this whipping.
Definitely. We are at our time. We're gonna go ahead and move.
Oh, wait, we got another half an hour. Let's go. I'm ready to leave.
You already rubbing your eyes. I know your bedtime.
He was so last night on his show, you couldn't even believe it.
It's past my bedtime. It's 8:30, 9 o'clock. It's past my bedtime. I'm seeing stuff running across the desk. It ain't there.
It's 7:30. Ain't late.
That thing was so funny.
Oh shit! Now that's a good one. That made my day right there. Oh man!
What was that you see running across your desk? I thought that thing was so funny. He said, "I'm seeing
that." I sure did look at the time. I'm like, damn it! Oh no, it's 7:30. I got another 2 hours. Oh, it's not.
All right. So we're gonna go ahead and move to closing comments. We'll let the old man go first.
I ain't say no, go ahead. It's always the lady first. Always lady first. I ain't got no problem.
Oh my goodness, this show, I tell you, this is, I love topics like this. I want us to go deeper because now we're just covering the top. We just scraping the surface. Deeper is always better. We got to go deeper. We always have to go deeper to help them to understand why we are the way we are. And let's watch, be mindful of our thinking. Let's be very mindful of our thinking. You know, we're getting ready to get into some real deep conversations, right? Because of things that is connected to us. I'm getting ready to do a show, and they're going to be talking about the prison systems and the police officers and the judges and why. That's a huge. Do you not know how deep that rabbit hole is? We have to understand what who these people are for real. We can never forget this. We have to be on a mission right now. And our mission is to separate from them. Our mission is to take our children away from them. Our mission is for us to get our degrees and open up our own businesses in our communities. Now is our time. You see stuff right now that's needed in our communities. Now is the time for you to go get your degrees if that's what you want to do and bring it back to our community, and let's do what we need to do. We need to bankrupt them over there. We need to pull all of our $1.2 trillion from them, and we need to do for self right now. And this is what time we are. And we Black men and women are going to do it together. It's not going to just be Black men doing it. It's not going to just be Black women doing it. So I do have an issue when I do see Black women talking about just Black women doing something. No, it's not just about Black women. It's about Black men and women coming together to open up and do things for our community, right? And stop thinking a certain way. Be mindful of what's going on up there. Don't let them live up here for free anymore. No, it's time for us to do for us. It is time for us to get out of our old ways, come into the new, and understand. For the ones that read the Bible, you can read the whole book of Jeremiah. That's going to tell you, or that's telling you what's going on right now. Bro and I talked about a little bit about that, but we have to really get into that and understand who were they talking about? Where were we in all of that? And stop thinking white folk wrote that because they were talking about Black folk. That's a book for Black people, period. Y'all can say what you want to say. It's a book for Black folk. And I'm not going to ever let somebody tell me what it's not, because I've lived it, I've seen it, I've read it, and I'm seeing us do it now. I'm seeing things in there coming true right now today. If you understand the people, you understand who he's talking about, then you are going to understand that that book is talking about you. Plain and simple. You can say what you want. If you don't agree, we're all entitled to agree what we want. You know, you believe what you want to believe. But I'm telling you what, I've walked some of that mirror. I've walked some of that. So I cannot say that it doesn't matter. But I want us to hold these white folk accountable. I want us never to forget. Never forget. Told us never forget our history. Always teaching it to our children. Don't ever let your child forget. But only way they're going to remember is that you educating them and you teach them this every single day of their lives. That should be a topic about Black folk, our children. That's our topic. That's a topic for every day. And it's a topic for 365 days. Because right now, they want you to forget your history. They want our children to forget. They want to take that out, the DEI out of our schools. They want to get rid of CRT because guess what? That's their history that they did to us. And they don't want us to teach their children how dirty them bastards was. They don't want us to show their children how dirty their parents and their grandparents were to Black people. They don't want that out. They want to cover that up. No, you did it. We're going to tell it, and we're going to tell it shout it from the mountaintop, because I need your babies to understand how horrible you were as a person, but you don't want it out. Too late. You did it, and we're going to talk about it, and I'll rest my mic.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you, Sister Cassie. Brother Isaiah?
Well, I've said it once, I said it twice, I will say it 1,000,000 times. History determines how you walk, how you talk, what you see, and what you feel. And when you know your history, when you are paying attention to our ancestors' voices, this is the reason why I wrote the book. I ain't trying to ride on it, but our ancestors, your ancestors, Sister Cassie, Brother Muhammad, our ancestors were riding the fuck out my back. I didn't want to write that motherfucker. But I slowed my mind down, slowed my spirit down, and I began to write. Because I knew that what I had to say and what they were saying through me would be a life-changing thing for a lot of people. Because when you look at the history of America and of the world, you don't see black people doing anything. You just don't. And so my whole purpose was to not only instill pride in what our ancestors did, biblically speaking, financially speaking, scientifically speaking, and all of those things, but it bespeaks the very essence of our ancestors. You see, when you take the time to climb the mountain of our ancestors, and you rest upon that holy mountain of shoulders that have gone before you, and you look back and you think and you meditate on all of what has happened to get us to where we are now, you come away with a whole nother set of feelings, of emotions, of just a whole different mindset. Because now you understand what our ancestors went through. You see, success does not come through the door of success. It comes through the door of failure. You don't become a home run king by hitting home run. You become a home run king by striking out. In other words, our ancestors never gave up, never gave in, and never gave out. Certainly, there is a window of opportunities after opportunity after opportunity that you can begin to see once you climb upon the shoulders of our ancestors that would light that fire within you that says, I cannot give up, give in, and give out. And so through all of that work, through all of that, those thoughts, through all of that trial and tribulation that I went through to do it, it made me a better man. It made me a better father. It made me a better husband. It made me a better leader of our community. It made me more patient. It made me more of a man of character and of integrity. Because now, through that maturity, through that vision, through that ability to connect back to our ancestors, you can't help but become better, not bitter. You begin to see the very thing that you want to see happen in your life, because every thought that you think is a materialization of your dreams. Every thought, every word, and every action with the flow of manifestation or manifesting the thing you want in your life shows up in that manner. And we just said that unity will give us all of our blessings. Unity, political unity, economic unity, spiritual unity, and physical unity. It all has to be on one accord, because if one or the other ain't, it's not going to work. You have to be of a one mind, one body. The guy who wrote the book, The Three Musketeers, he said that all for one and one for all. Black guy. So you can see all of these things. You might be able to say it one way, or you might be able to read it another way, but all boils down to that one thing: unity. And our ancestors are asking, hold on. Oh man, you know that really aggravates the shit out of me. But hey, it's young folks, these motorbikes and these loud ass motors. But anyway, it all boils down to one thing: unity. It all boils down to understanding the importance of respecting our ancestors and paying homage to them, because this is the reason why we are suffering. We've gotten away from unity. We've gotten away from knowing who they are. They are our God. And as we become more aware of that, we become like our ancestors. I mean, how can you not? You know, I think about my mother, I think about my father, I think about all of the people who have died, who are now my ancestors. And the more I think about them, the more I become them. And more my spirit becomes at rest, becomes at peace. Because when you have that peace here, this is the promised land. It's between your two ears. And when you have control over your mind, you have control over yourself, your lower body and your upper body. You know what that means? The sexual part, just the sexual part. There's an energy in that. And so when you become aware of the whole part of it, you become holy, Holy, by becoming holy, Whollly. And it takes a level of wanting it. You just don't get to this state of mentality. And that's the reason why, and I would encourage people to read Sister Cassie's book, A Mother's Love. But when I read it, Sister Cassie, I was like moved by that, because you could feel, and you said it in your book, you could feel your ancestor, my ancestor, our ancestors speaking to you from a distant past, telling you to calm down, look at the situation, gather yourself up, and never give away and never get away from your center, from us, because we are here for you, always 24/7, 365. Turn away from all of the wickedness of this world and look to us, as we have been there, done that. All of your answers are right there within you. There's a Akashic record that when you are mentally stable, not stable like you're not crazy, you know what I mean? But when you are spiritually connected, when you are spiritually elevated, you become more peaceful. You begin to think and act the way you know you're supposed to act, because now you have this mentality of our ancestors that you can see bullshit when you see it. You can hear bullshit when you hear it. And nobody ain't gonna pull no bullshit over your eyes and shit. You feel me? So I don't want to go on a long thing, but I think it's important, because this is what the spirit of our ancestors want me to tell you guys, that it's gonna be all right. Don't worry about it. Evil always destroys itself in the end, and those who partake in it. Always, ALWAYS, and then always, ALLWAYS. This is what white folks fear. Their days are over. The sins of the father and mother are always visited upon their children. They're not going to escape that shit. And motherfucking world, niggas ain't going to let them escape that shit. We're going to beat that ass like that woman in that video. You feel me? So with all of that being said and done, I would say this to wrap it all up. Fuck all white folks. Now I gotta come out like that. I gotta end it like that. Fuck all white folks, man. But they don't mean shit. They ain't about shit. And you heard it last night. Mm-hmm. They were talking about themselves. They know they ain't shit. I ain't saying that. White folks saying it about themselves, man. They know they ain't shit. They know they ain't. All they do is to bring the 4 Ds to the table of humanity: death, destruction, disease, and despair. That's all they ever done. And it doesn't matter if our ancestors civilized them 3 times; they still not civil. And you know what? You know what else, Brother Muhammad, Sister Cassie? You know what else? You know what else? What? Fuck all white folks. I'll throw back at you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, Brother Isaiah. Thank you, Sister Cassie. I didn't read off our people that's in the chat. Let me go and do that quickly. We got.
Let me. Can I add? Who was it? I'm sorry. Who was Emerald Modesty? What book you talking about? Name of the book? I don't know.
And Earth Angel, yes, Sister Cassie book is on Amazon. So we have Earth Angel 1105 remix. Peace and blessings, Queen. We're glad that you came. We got Brother Willie Rivers. Peace and blessings, big bro. We're glad that you came. Twin Pyramid. Peace and blessings, bro. We're glad that you came. Narma X. Peace and blessings. We're glad you came. Who else we got up in here? Brother Roy. Peace and blessings, Brother Roy. We're glad that you're here. Golden Gold, peace and blessings. We're glad that you're here. Let's see. Yep, I think that's about it. Also, want to give a special shout out to my cousin Zaneta. She would normally be here as well in the chat, but she's listening, but she's in the hospital right now. So we're hoping and praying for her speedy recovery, so she can come on out and participate with us some more.
Yes. Miss Valerie too. Do we see Miss Val?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. So hopefully we have everybody back.
Let me give a shout out to the alliance that my rabbi and all of people who are associated. It's called the Obadiah.com. OBADYAH.com. And so what that committee has done, and it's really simple, they took like 2 seconds to determine that the black people in America are the Jews of old. So if you want to come home and you want to have a place to call your own, they're only black people. You can do so by hooking up with my Rabbi Yehonatan DeMota. He's an American born in Miami, but he also is a Dominican like me. So, and the man speaks 6 languages, and I'm trying to hold on to 2. I can't. They're like, what the fuck? So, but anyway, he speaks, reads, and writes 6 languages. So the man is no joke. He's worldwide. He's world renowned, a scholar, a rabbi, and a author as well. So yeah, I just can't I can't even wrap my mind around speaking 6 languages. I'm trying to learn a 3rd one, but that's gonna be it. That's all the capacity I got in my damn brain. But check it out, Obadiah.com. And if you want to come back home, you can. It's gonna be where it's gonna be. But that alliance is becoming stronger. Yes, Sister Kathy. Look at Sister Kathy's book, A Mother's Love, and check out the interview I did with her on my YouTube channel. We were 3 hours, and we had a great time. I really did. I went through that book, baby, point by point.
The whole book.
Yeah, I was not playing. It wasn't no.
I didn't know we go to the whole book.
I'm gonna do. If I do an interview about a book, about anything, it's gonna be thorough. So I'm like, God damn, this nigga done read this. He looking at every goddamn letter.
He really did, and it's gonna be under my name, Consider Cheek. It's not just Cassie, it's under Consider Cheek, you guys.
Oh, okay, yeah. So if you want to check out the interview I did with her, please go to my YouTube channel. Damn, what is the YouTube? Oh shit, what the hell? WMB of Lies and Deceit. So you will see it there. So yeah, I much credit to you, Sister Kathy. And then Obadiah.com. I did put it there in the chat. OBADYAH.com. So if you want to come home and you want to no conversion, you are reclaiming your history, your culture, and your language and your custom.
Yeah.
That's what that's about. There's no fucking conversion. But so that's it. I'll throw it back at you, Brother Muhammad. Oh, and then Emerald Modesty. What's the name of the book? What's the name of the book? I mean, what book you talking about? So I throw it back at you, Brother Murray. He's not responding.
You should put the links in the chat so they can find it a whole lot easier. But Isaiah, you heard me?
Oh, I'm sorry, huh? Yeah. I put it in the chat. Yeah, I put it. Hold on, I put it again. Obaya.
I don't think it lets us put links in the chat. It's just
no. I just put .com like DOT.
Okay, gotcha.
Obaya.com. Yeah.
And put your channel in there too.
Oh, okay.
You can go and see the interview you did with Sister Cassie.
That's the YouTube channel. So it's a 3-hour video, but 3-hour interview. But yeah, I really enjoy. I'm waiting on your workbook. So as soon as you get it done, you know what's gonna crack.
The journal? You talking about the journal?
Yeah, right.
The journal. It's already. I have a journal in the book.
Okay.
It's in there. The journal in there.
Yeah, just
when did I show you the journal?
I'll do the journal next. And Brother Muhammad, tell Doc I read his book, so get ready.
How Doc been doing? How's Doc doing?
Doc is doing good. He's doing good. We got to redo our program because Fridays is real bad for me. So hopefully we can go back to Wednesday or Tuesday maybe, but Fridays is a real bad day for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So, and I just want to say this in my part of my closing comments. You know, I don't know how many of our people, children, receive those racist text messages about report to the plantation, all that foolishness. Look here, them bastards ain't about nothing.
They asked the plantation. They going to the plantation.
Did you see that little white boy on the bus? He turns around and said to the black little kid, "Shut up, nigga."
No.
You know what? We're going to have to start teaching our children what to say. When they do that, you tell them your ass is next. You're going to be my slave. Because we had a white girl that was on there on the I think Facebook or something, one of them. And I told her, I said, you're going to be my slave, honey. I'm telling you, we'll never go back to slave. You and your family is going to be on my plantation. So why you talking? I ain't playing with you. We need to tell our children what to say. We're not telling them what to say. But guess what? And if you weren't so close to them and stuck up their behinds, you'd be separate. You wouldn't have to worry about this. So blame yourself. You're so busy trying to be up under them, you can't have no peace. If you're separate from them, you have peace.
Right. There you go.
Come on now, you guys. We know what to do. We don't have to tolerate them. You don't have to tolerate.
I remember being in the 5th grade. That white boy called me a nigga. I like 2 seconds later, pow, right in the eye.
I'm not even trying to do that. I didn't play that all.
Right, nigga,
I don't want to fight. I want to be separate.
Now, I want to fight. I want to fight.
I know you do, but I don't have time to fight. For one, I want to beat them by taking my money from them.
I got all the time in the world.
$2 trillion.
I would die.
And the Project 2025 is doing that. I mean, I want us to talk a little bit about that also a little bit next time. That new the project, once we do more research, I've been really following her to see, but so far so good. And you guys might want to pull it up on TikTok. It's Black Project 2025. Go and do your due diligence. They have a GoFundMe, Black Project 2025. I've been following her. She's on TikTok, and so far so good. I'm just saying, so far so good. This is our time right now. So I believe that right now we're going to see things that we've never seen from Black people. We're going to see Black-owned businesses come forth. And every time I see a Black-owned business, I'm deleting them white folks and I'm putting my money into them. I guarantee you. I'm not giving, I will bankrupt them bitches over there. Do you hear me? I will bankrupt them. Don't give them your money. We need to boycott Black Friday. I'm telling you, boycott Christmas. Don't buy nothing that you don't have to buy.
Mm-mm.
Get your children, get something today. You don't have to buy nothing Christmas, and I guarantee you their asses will want to come to our tables. We need to build our own tables. Stop asking.
I'll tell you this: once y'all here, and there's Black Friday here, you taking your ass to the black store. Ain't nothing but black stores here. That's why I love it. You know, I don't even think about that bullshit. I like, let me go to the store and buy me my groceries. It's like, it's a black-owned store.
Shoot, ain't nobody got time. I don't give a damn if I don't have to. My nail tech black.
I heard that.
My hair person black. I'm serious. Every black product I can find that's black, I buy.
All right, well, we're half an hour over now. We can go.
Oh, now he ready.
Now you ready to go.
He's sleeping now.
It's bedtime now, son.
Exactly.
I gotta go and stretch out and yawn and fart and all that shit.
It's okay. Scratch your back. Scratch your back. How terrible.
Now, you know, we all do that now. Ain't nothing out of the ordinary. Like,
I think you stupid.
That's it. Oh man, love you guys, man. I really do.
Love you.
I'm going to let, for my closing comments, I'm going to let Minister Farrakhan say his piece, so that we can always remember.
You go to Nigeria, which is
Oh, I love this one. Oh, this one's good. This is the best one right here. Oh, come on. You better stop. That thing better work. Take it back and then bring it up, Maurice. Take it back. Yeah. That thing better
it's not
work.
the most corrupt nation in Africa, and it is. It could be the most corrupt nation in the world, Minister Farrakhan.
Oh, now, Mr. Wallace.
It is the most corrupt nation that I have ever covered. I've been there 25 years ago, and I've been there as recently as last year.
Fine. So what? 35 years old. That's what that nation is. Now, here's America, 226 years old. You love democracy, but there in Africa, you're trying to force these people into a system of government that you just have accepted. 30 years ago, black folk got the right to vote. You're not in any moral position to tell anybody how corrupt they are. You should be quiet and let those of us who know our people go there and help them get out of that condition. But America should keep her mouth shut wherever there's a corrupt regime, as much hell as America has raised on the earth. No, I will not allow America or you, Mr. Wallace, to condemn them as the most corrupt nation on earth when you have spilled the blood of human beings. Has Nigeria dropped an atomic bomb and killed people in Hiroshima and Nagasaki? Have they killed off millions of Native Americans? How dare you put yourself in that position as a moral judge? I think you should keep quiet, because with that much blood on America's hands, you have no right to speak. I will speak, because I don't have that blood on my hand. Yes, there's corruption there. Yes, there's mismanagement of resources. Yes, there is abuse. There's abuse in every nation on earth, including this one. So let's not play holy to moralize on them. Let's help them.
I'm not moralizing. I'm asking a question, and I got an answer.
Why would you put it as the most corrupt regime in the world? That doesn't make sense.
Can you think of one more corrupt?
Yeah, I'm living in one. I'm living in one. Yeah,
it is.
You've done a hell of a thing on this earth, so you should not be the one to talk. You should be quiet when it comes to moral condemnation.
So this is
all right. So that's the minister. That is the minister, and 1,000% correct. There ain't no ifs, ands, and buts about that. So we're gonna roll on out of here. One love, one love. We love all y'all. We're glad each and every time that you sacrifice your hours to come and spend with us. We definitely love it and appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Continue to like, share, and push it out so other people can subscribe. But as we always say, you
kill a nigga and I kill a nigga and me, and our God will reign supreme. We are Black First. Today, tomorrow, and forever. And don't you ever forget 24/7, 365, baby. Stay black.
All right. Peace and blessings. Love y'all.
Peace, family.
So you better get the message and get it straight.
You're gonna need some bridge work. It's simple as that.
Because we're living in judgment. We're living in implementation.